Hello, welcome to A-Level Maths and Further Maths. My name is Steve North and I'm the teacher for both of the A-Level Maths courses at Windsor College. I will have met many of you at one of the open evenings earlier in the year, so hello again to you, and also hello to those who I haven't yet met. Ordinarily, I would have welcomed you in person to the course. Sadly, this year I can't do that. So I've put together a short clip to try to cover the points that I would normally chat to you about at Open Day. This clip will tell you a little bit about the course overall and will introduce the summer assignment to you. If you have any questions, then my contact details can be found on the last slide of this clip, so don't hesitate to get in touch. I thought I would start by explaining what the difference is between the two maths courses, which are called Single Maths and Further Maths. Single Maths is the course that most maths students opt for. If you've achieved a grade 6 or higher in GCSE higher level maths and feel confident in using algebra to solve equations, then this is the correct maths course for you. In this course you will study pure maths, mechanics and statistics. Pure maths is all about algebra and using it to solve a wide variety of equations. There are lots of techniques to learn, and we keep practicing them all the time so that you get to the point where you can just do algebra without thinking about it. Mechanics can be described as the maths used in physics. Don't worry about this. I don't assume that you either know or are interested in physics. However, if you are opting to study A-level physics as well, then you'll be able to see how the mechanics that you learn with me is used to prove the results that you use in physics. Everything in mechanics will be explained from the beginning, and we slowly build up our mechanics knowledge to include Newton's laws of motion. At this point, we use our pure maths knowledge to solve the equations that come from Newton's second law, which is F equals ma. Statistics is again taught from the very beginning. Assuming no previous statistics knowledge from GCSE maths, we look at familiar ideas to start with, such as the line of best fit, but we also apply some pure maths too. So for example, we can actually find the equation of the line of best fit, rather than waggling a ruler and drawing the line through as many points as we can. Our aim in statistics is to know enough to be able to study something called hypothesis testing. It is one of the central methods in current statistics. For example, it can be used to evaluate the results of a clinical trial investigating the effectiveness of a new drug. Given the world's current strange circumstances, it's not hard to appreciate how important this part of statistics is. Further Maths is an extra A-level in maths, and so if you study Further Maths, you can also study Single Maths. As you imagine, only students who are really strong at maths are the ones who study Further Maths. The Further Maths course at Windsor specialises in advanced pure maths and advanced mechanics. It is primarily designed to support you in gaining a place to study maths or natural science or physics or engineering at any of the Russell Group of universities. However, for many former maths students, they have gone on to study non-science degrees, for example economics, psychology, but again all at the leading Russell Group's universities. So what's Single Maths like? Well, Single Maths has 3 taught lessons plus about 5 hours of homework each week. At Windsor, the homework will probably be different to what you're used to at school. Along with the questions, you also get the answers, so that you can check to see that you are correct. It is not cheating to have the answers. It just means you know that if your answer does not match the given answer, then you've made a mistake. It also means you know you need to ask for help with that question. The homework questions will never be more difficult than the questions you work on in class. We do the difficult stuff together in class, because that's where the help is. We leave the practicing part for homework. I don't like listening to myself, so nor should you. Much of each lesson is spent working on activities, with only short bursts of talk from me. I will not waste your time telling you something that you could easily read for yourself, but I will spend however long is needed helping out individuals who are stuck on a question that they're finding difficult. Working in pairs, or sometimes groups, is far more helpful when you're actually learning maths. Sitting in silence, doing your own questions, is not really a good use of your time. We spend a lot of time in lessons actually discussing what we're doing. That's how you learn maths properly. What's further maths like? Well, further maths lessons are intense. In previous years, the class sizes ranged between 2 students all the way up to 6 students, so there's no hiding place. We dive straight into brand new topics, perhaps using what has just been learned in the single maths course that week. So you need to be on the ball all of the time. Homework will often be reading ahead to prepare for the next bit of new maths, but it might also be finishing off something that we started in class. As you can see, the pace is fast, but the course is really good fun, but only if you're a strong mathematician who's up for a challenge. Much of what we do in further maths is based around learning to think clearly. You will therefore spend time in lessons trying to see where a particular result leads to, rather than being told. With lots of guidance from me to begin with, you will soon find yourself starting to do this by yourself. This is exactly what the best universities are looking for, and it's why they insist on interviewing you to assess how well you can actually think for yourself. How many exams are there? Well, all the maths courses are 100% exam, so there's no coursework, and they all take place at the end of the 2-year course. Paper 1 and 2, for single maths, only have pure maths questions, so it's paper 3 that has all of the mechanics and statistics questions. We follow the Pearson Edexcel specification, but it has the reputation of asking exam questions that are written in a very clear manner. And also because I work as an examiner for them, so I know what you can get away with when they're writing their exams. The further maths exam, that's 4 of them. Each of them are an hour and a half long, and as you can see, they cover the pure maths and then an in-depth study of mechanics. Okay, studying A-level maths will force you to work in a different way to at GCSE. The biggest difference is that you will need to write notes in lessons. This isn't always copying examples down from the board, as I like to try to keep that to a minimum if possible. What is much better is once you really understand something that we have done, probably by working through some examples yourself, it's easier then to write down your own example. It takes a bit of getting used to doing this, but it certainly makes revision much easier for you. That is why you need a folder, because you need to keep these notes in one place in the correct order. You should always have your current homework assignment in that folder so that you can ask for help during the week. There are always 2 lunchtime help sessions each week, plus you can always drop into my lessons to ask for help at any time during the week. There is a new calculator called the ClassWiz. Maybe you've seen it before, it's the white one. It does lots of fancy things that most calculators don't currently do. It isn't a graphical calculator, which frankly are a waste of money, but it does solve equations, and that's really helpful for us. It factorises quadratics, does completing the square, and lots of other things too. So for single maths, it's really useful. For further maths, it is pretty much required. It does so many things that take a long time if we're just doing it without a calculator. The summer assignment explains a bit more about the calculator. It costs about £30 in supermarkets, but you'll find it much cheaper online. So, the summer assignment. There are a few things you can do to get ready for studying A-level maths. Follow the link, have a look at what it says, working through the little bits and pieces on there, look at the video for the calculator, and that will be a really good start for when you arrive, hopefully in September. So, that's it from me. I hope I've answered any questions you may have about the maths course, and I'm sorry that I can't meet you in person yet. If you have any other questions about the course, please do get in touch. Have a wonderful summer and stay safe.